Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Davidson and I'm going to be doing my presentation as well as my therapy session on cognitive behavioral therapy, or as we all know, CBT. So first things first, for the introduction, the client I'm going to be interviewing, her name is Rebecca, and this is her first time ever in therapy. Upon meeting with me, she did share that she was anxious about therapy and wasn't sure how to get help in her life. So that's why she kind of ended up coming up with the decision to getting therapy. Her target for intervention is for generalized anxiety disorder with unspecified trauma. She thinks that she has anxiety and has been diagnosed with anxiety in the past, but it's been a few years since she has been diagnosed or has done anything about it. The client often feels that she is not good enough and does not know her place in life. So due to her age, I think she's kind of just in transition as to where she wants to be in her life, and what she's doing currently to get to those goals in her life. So I think where she wants to be and where she is at is not lining up, and that's where some of this anxiety is coming from. This intervention will target on how the two distortions may lead to avoidance and hesitation, which means in turn this can contribute to negative thoughts and emotions, which does not lead to successful development or improved development. So CBT in general, the theoretical approach I am demonstrating is CBT, and I will be using common reframing techniques to help improve my client's state. So for example, in the video you will see where she has mentioned, I have to go to work, I have to, do X, Y, and Z. And reframing techniques could be as you get to do these things, you get to work, you get to be healthy, I'm able to work, things like that. I will also use positive planning, where we will locate the problem and brainstorm for impactful solutions. So we'll probably end up doing some goal-directed agendas and specific goal-directed mindset framing. I will also demonstrate using positive statements with the client in order to counteract negative thoughts. So maybe helping the client realize some of her key strengths in her life. Effectiveness. I would evaluate the outcome of effectiveness given the target being presented in a way of progression. This client is new to therapy and had a lot weighing on her conscience. So some techniques is kind of a little bit like the scaling method, but could also be used for gauging how she thought the session went and how she thinks that her improvement will be after the session. I would ask the client to participate in weekly homework assignments in order to be able to track her progress and to be able to dedicate time to working on her goals throughout her daily routines. So I would encourage the client to journal or express her thoughts and emotions onto paper, before bed or in a time where she feels relaxed, so maybe after a shower. That way the client can have a lot of effectiveness with the way she is feeling. In the video, you will see the session where with my client in her first time for therapy, explain a little about herself and why she's seeking therapy. Throughout the video, you will see me practicing reframing techniques, as I mentioned before, positive goal-focused outcomes, so switching that mindset, moving away from those negative connotated words and actions, as well as reconstruction of the client's negative thoughts. So this is where we can use some of the homework and the mind-to-muscle journaling to show the client that she's stronger than she thinks she is or might appear to be. And here are some of the citations that I used to help me in this presentation, as well as some techniques I took from these videos and used within my own therapy session. Thank you.